Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council for Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. I have a meeting announcement. Following council's regular meeting adjournment today around noon, we will go right into the overview of the mayor's 2022 budget with a presentation by our Finance and Law Chair, Councilman Daniel Lavelle, and Council Budget Director Bill Urbanik. I believe Mike Strelick is taking his place today, his assistant. And this will begin the council's budget hearing process. That will begin at noon today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, November 17th, budget hearings will begin at 1:30 with the Office of Management and Budget. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Reverend Burgess, Mr. Coghill, Ms. Gross, Mr.
Here.
Kraus,
Sorry about that here.
Mr. Lavelle, Mr. O'Connor, Ms. Strasburger, Mr. Wilson, Mrs. Carol Smith, President.
Here.
5 members present.
Thank you. As we join from our remote locations and in person, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Our next order of business is proclamations, and we have one to be read into the record by Councilwoman Strasburger and O'Connor, and Councilwoman Strasburger will also present mine with Councilman Baker. Councilwoman Strasburger, Councilwoman. Pardon me? Okay.
Thank you. Whereas Mr. Mallinger began his time with the Jewish Community Center, JCC of Squirrel Hill as a child, visiting the JCC to play sports with friends in the neighborhood. And whereas Alan joined one of the local JCC clubs, the Bullets, competing against other clubs in basketball, softball, flag football, as well as collaborating to complete community service projects. And whereas Mr. Mallinger eventually went on to join the staff of the JCC in the 1980s, using basketball to engage with 1,000 young people, teaching them life lessons and fundamentals, as well as leading them to win many championships. Whereas Mr. Mallinger was placed in high regard as a moral compass, level-headed leader, thinker, and resolute decision maker. And whereas Mr. Alan Mallinger was instrumental in ensuring the success and continuity of the JCC Maccabee Games, Olympic-style sporting competition for Jewish youth. And whereas Alan was often the very first person that visitors to the JCC met, engendering a feeling of warmth that made the Jewish Community Center feel like home to so many. And whereas he enjoyed helping kindergartners on the basketball court through Little Champ Super Hoopers, whereas Mr. Mallinger has had an immeasurable impact on children and families within the city of Pittsburgh and abroad. Whereas Mr. Mallinger is an avid sports fan and lover of basketball, shown by his service to the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame as a liaison and board member. And whereas Alan Mallinger has dedicated his time and energy in the effort of enriching his community during his 27 years of service with the Jewish Community Center. And whereas even after retiring, Mr. Mallinger remains the staff liaison for the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame of Western Pennsylvania. And whereas Alan is looking forward to spending time in and around the community with his wife, Lauren Mallinger, joined with us today. Whereas Alan is eager to be back in the gym of the Jewish Community Center, working out and building relationships. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby honor Alan Mallinger's decades of service and commitment to both the Squirrel Hill community and Pittsburgh. Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare November 15th, 2021 to be Alan Mallinger Day in the city of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion to approve in a second.
Motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Proclamation is approved. Thank you.
I just wanted to note that this is a proclamation that is co-introduced by both Corey O'Connor and me. As many know, Councilman O'Connor is out on parental leave right now, but he is a co-sponsor of this bill along with all council members. So Alan, congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Thank you to council and to Corey and Erica. Appreciate this. And to the people of the board members of the Jewish Sports Hall of Fame of Western Pennsylvania for precipitating this. And appreciate everything that council does. Thank you.
Can we get in the back? Don't you run Pittsburgh Public Schools Hall of Fame? Can you come up, please? We want to introduce you. I think there's some overlap here and you can connect with one another. Councilwoman, you want to take them back and introduce them? Thank you. Councilwoman Strasburg is going to read my proclamation. Do you want to come up? Tom Baker in your group? Yeah, all of you. I'm going to read. I was going to have Erica read, but I'm going to read. Councilwoman, you gonna read this? I'm gonna do this. Councilwoman Strasburg's gonna read this one, so she gets to go down there. Thank you, Councilman.
I'm up again. Okay, so congratulations to everyone here. Whereas the 12th annual Get Involved Pittsburgh Service Summit held on Thursday, November 11th at the Coro Center for Civic Leadership brought together hundreds of students, young professionals, and community leaders to learn from keynote speakers about best practices and strategies to make a larger difference in the region. And whereas founded by Allegheny County Councilman Tom Baker, Get Involved, Inc. provides leadership and development programs and initiatives that engage, energize, educate, and empower students, young professionals, and lifelong learners to make a positive difference in their communities and to be civically engaged. And whereas awards are given annually to local young professionals ages 21 to 35. Oh, I'm not a young professional anymore. Aged out in the nonprofit, business, and governmental sectors who dedicate their time and talent to community organizations and who are making a positive difference in the region. And whereas awards have been given to the following individuals: Phyllis Comer, Get Involved, Woman of the Year; Charlie Batch, Get Involved, Man of the Year; Patrice Thompson, Dr. Tom Baker Community Leader Award; Raylan Day, the Patty Award; Patty Verosco Award for Child Advocacy; Ashley Priori, Get Involved, Female Emerging Leader; Marcus Schaffner, Get Involved, Male Emerging Leader; and Western PA Rising Star Awards went to Ciara Carnes, Tom Dewar, Carolyn Keller, Adelia Robinson Confer, Anthony Taylor, Annie Carnes, Kelly King, Carolyn Crawl, Erica Cochran, Sharday Jones, Alexander Lakos Shoming, Jared Lachow, Jessica Monahan, and Satara Moore. And therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh recognizes Get Involved, Inc. for encouraging people to become more active and engaged in their communities, and for organizing the annual Pittsburgh Service Summit impacting the lives of thousands of individuals. Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh hereby declare Tuesday, November 16th, 2021 to be Get Involved, Inc. Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion to approve in a second.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Proclamation is approved. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Councilmember Strasburger. It's great to be back here with you. I will say the event was wonderful last Thursday, and our Woman of the Year, Phyllis Comer, who we'll meet in just a second, gave the ABCs of community leadership like I've never heard in my life, and we were all blown away by that. Charlie Batch, our Man of the Year, probably gave, and Phyllis as well, they gave 2 of the 10 best speeches in Get Involved history. We've had hundreds of speakers at Get Involved events over the years. Many of my colleagues know this from City Council, but the city is my heart. That's where I was brought up, to get involved, to help other people. My dad was a Pittsburgh Public Schools teacher. He was the original Albert Einstein, and that's Albert with an OWL. He literally was the original Al. You're probably confused right now because this is Tom Dewar, not your Tom Dewar, but there's another one. Yeah. So I'm glad that my county council colleague Tom Dewar with 2 R's is joining us here today, along with Erica, Kelly, Annie, Jared, and of course Phyllis, the Woman of the Year. But it was a special night, a special celebration. Our organization is all about people being not bored in the city of Pittsburgh. So don't be bored. Don't go home and do nothing. Be on a board of directors. Give back to something you care about, something that you're passionate about, and life will be that much more enjoyable. I will say it was the Coro Center for Civic Leadership and Pump in the Pittsburgh Sports League that attracted and retained my wife and I to our region and to our city back in the 03 to 05 era. And I'm forever grateful for them, because we are not living in Philly or Harrisburg or somewhere else. We're here because we got involved in the city of Pittsburgh, and these folks are doing just that. Phyllis has done more in retirement than anyone could ever dream of doing in their professional lives. And I know we have an esteemed group here, but has led just an incredible career and life in retirement. So if it's okay, Council President, hi. Hey, Councilman Coghill. If it's okay, maybe we'll just have everyone introduce themselves and say either their profession or favorite thing to be involved with. We'll start with Councilman Tom Dewar, not your Tom Dewar. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I know many of you here. I'm Tom Dewar. I am the Allegheny County Councilman for County Council District 5, and I represent Bethel Park, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair, and Bridgeville.
Hi, I'm Erica Cochran. I am the Director of Development and Communications for North Hills Community Outreach.
The big sister.
Hello, I'm Kelly King, and I'm the Food Pantry Coordinator at North Hills Community Outreach.
Hello, everyone. My name is Annie Carnes. I'm the Director of Marketing and Events for the Pittsburgh North Regional Chamber. I've also been a mentor for the last 10 years coming up through Family Guidance.
Hello, my name is Jared Ladshaw. I volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Greater Pittsburgh. Hope I'm making a positive impact.
Ready for the Woman of the Year?
Ready.
You've got a 10-minute speech ready for us.
Hello, I'm Phyllis Comer. I'm a retired teacher, and since I retired in 2008, Governor Rendell appointed me to the Department of Education for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm a state commissioner for the Professional Standards and Practices Commission, and I'm currently still involved as serving on that board.
President keeps going though, but yeah, very good. Well, thank you and congratulations to our winners. This is our 12th annual one. I still remember 12 years ago, the first time we were here with then Councilman Bill Peduto to kind of celebrate and recognize this event. It's been a great 12-year journey, and hopefully we'll be back with you for another 12 at least at Pittsburgh City Council. So thanks so much.
And do all the members want to come up for the photo? And I want to thank you all for everything that you do for the city of Pittsburgh and the region in general. And thank you, Councilman Honorable Tom Baker.
Very excited about it to be a community leader. His baby yesterday. He's just carrying, yeah. He was. Was he? You don't know. Those are Connors. Yes. Oh, yes, 50th birthday. I do have many pictures of you in the front.
Because Darlene used to say.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Tom, Councilman York. I should do it. I should- Up here and use this. Sorry, I shook your hand, I'm sorry.
How are you? Shut up. Phone's here.
Thank you. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that, oh, I'm sorry, I have one to be read. What do I have? I apologize. We have some proclamations to be read into the record. I apologize.
Councilman O'Connor presents Bill number 2191. Now therefore be it resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby recognize and commend the winners of the 2021 Community Awards and congratulates the Greenfield Organization Against Drugs on a successful year. Councilman O'Connor also presents Bill number 2192. Be it further resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Tuesday, November 9th, 2021 to be Harold Marcus Day in the city of Pittsburgh. Council President Cal Smith presents Bill number 2193. Be it further resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Saturday, November 13th, 2021 to be Chris Eberline Day in the city of Pittsburgh. Council President Cal Smith also presents Bill number 2194. Be it further resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Sunday, November 7th, 2021 to be Mr. John Roel Day in the city of Pittsburgh. Councilwoman Erica Strasburger presents Bill number 2196. Be it further resolved that the council of the city of Pittsburgh does hereby declare November 10th, 2021 to be Cal Abraham Day in the city of Pittsburgh. And Council President Cal Smith, along with joint sponsors, Mayor William Peduto and City Controller Michael Lamb, presents Bill number 2198. Be it further resolved that the council, controller, and mayor of the city of Pittsburgh do hereby declare Monday, November 15th, 2021 to be Pittsburgh Navy Day here in our most livable city of Pittsburgh.
A motion to approve in a second.
Moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Proclamations are all approved. Thank you. And now that moves us on to our next order of business, which is public comment. And I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before city council. Profanity and threats will not be permitted. May we have this first speaker, please? And the first speaker I have registered is Dr. Ronald Miller.
Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Lawrenceville, Global Intelligence Society, U.S. National Candidate 2024, globalintelligencesociety.org. F equals G times M1, M2 over R squared, where G, the gravitational constant, is 6.67 times 10 to the minus 11 M3 per kilogram second squared. By the early 2000s, I had become a member of the American Physical Society and American Sociological Association. A concern of council and mayor is equity. Equality means the availability of the same resources of materials and energies to all individuals and institutions. Equity means recognizing dissimilarities in those resources and compensating. Equilibrium means attaining the outcome of equality with any particle or person as it moves from one position to another without impediment. Equilibrium is central to theories of action in physics and in sociology. The macrophysics unit, the universe, is in a state of disequilibrium due to uneven, non-equitable resource distribution, every mass competing with every other, They are action outcomes determined from a limit of possibilities approaching infinity from zero, the Lagrangian. The macro sociology unit society, whether it's global or local, is also in a state of disequilibrium due to inequity, some caused by variance in individual achievement, every individual competing with every other individual in action achievements, coming out of possibilities that are limited by the collision of AGIL variables. When the universe attains equilibrium, it will die. If human society attains equilibrium from equity acts, it will die. When our dissimilarities that create diverse individual identities is flattened by these equity acts, and our inner self similarity approaches sameness. I say no to that. What if Ms. Brenda F. Pree said she would leave her $90,000 a year post as clerk of council by 1st September 2022? What if a Black African-American from a wealthy family, a PhD in statistics, 5 years of experience as city clerk in Jackson, Mississippi, a toned, fit, mobile body, a high interview and social skills competes with B, a white European American from a far less wealthy family, a BS in math, no experience on any council, a flabby soma, and low interpersonal skills? Well, then the government, there's an equity here. So the government of Pittsburgh funds B with an intensive statistics program, 6 months working with all the counselors, Orange Theory workouts, and Pitt psychologists and sociologists to up the interpersonal skills. An equity action outcome attained? A doesn't think so, and I don't think so. We need equivalence, not equity.
Our next speaker is registered speaker is Naomi Mullen. And for those in the audience, we go through the registered speakers and then we leave time for others. Naomi Mullen. Naomi Mullen is the next speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning, Naomi.
Hi, Teresa.
Morning.
Trees, not shady deals in Bon Air. The Pennsylvania Constitution states under political powers that all power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their peace, safety, and happiness. Where did elected officials get the idea that they are lording over us? How can they make decisions for our community that we have lived in and been property owners in for decades? The PPS board and administration created this controversy. After repeated speeches to the board and city council, they have not dropped the sale of Bon Air School. It is a crime to use a falsehood to vote, create a resolution, sign a sales agreement, transfer a property, or create a legal contract under a misrepresentation. Officials have a duty to investigate and act against a crime when notified. This is notification now. Any official who tells us that we, the people of Bon Air, have no standing in this controversy is against us. This issue has united our neighborhood regardless of political party or race. We have hundreds of signatures on our petitions to prove the community support for a green space. Significant community concern has been expressed to the Board of Education and City Council all these months since the announcement of the sales agreement for Bon Air School. Perhaps there is a neighborhood busing plan afoot. Block busting is illegal. Is there any lobbying or unregistered lobbying? Are any special friends of politicians involved in this non-compliant sale? A senior neighbor whose extended family that has lived here for over 100 years told me something very wise. She said that there is going to be a revolution if this keeps up. My sincere, consistent request is that City Council create a resolution to block zoning change and support a green space to replace Bon Air School building. Do your part for the environment. Reduce urban heat. Reduce watershed to Route 51. Increase green space to benefit all ages and stages. Protect the children at the playground across the street. Let's make it wheelchair accessible to allow those who have difficult access to nature the ability to enjoy it. Tear down detrimental problem buildings, not safe, stable neighborhoods. You want to reduce watershed to Route 51, and this is your opportunity to help that need. Investigate fraudulent acts by PPS administration, board, and contractors, oversight is needed to avoid bad actions like the bad roundabout placements. Shady trees, not shady deals in Bon Air. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. Have a good day. And our next registered speaker is William Parker. Mr. Parker?
Hello. Yes, hello, everyone. My name is William Parker. I am Pittsburgh's son. That's right, Pittsburgh's son. You know, it's time for me to make this city channel, Pittsburgh, popular. We need more community engagement. I need to hear more speakers. We need to encourage more people sign up because I want to hear from more people. But let me get into this. As everyone knows, I'm a huge advocate for tech. Tech is the way. We need to get on it. And I also want to see a new tech incubator, diversity led here in Pittsburgh. And I would like to see a skating rink built over there in Hazelwood Green. Okay, let's get into this. First, I want to go back a couple weeks. What was it, a week ago or something like that? Teresa Kell Smith, when you was doing your comments to the mayor, the outgoing mayor Peduto, you said that you and Ricky Burgess were against him at first, and you try to do whatever you could to stop him from becoming a mayor. And I found that very interesting. That basically lets me know, you know, there's nothing intentionally against me or, you know, anybody else. You guys just have your favoritism of who you want to run the city, but it's all good. And I hope you know, work out whatever you can with the incoming administration being Ed Gainey. A lot of people know I was a candidate for Pittsburgh mayor. And even though I didn't win, I don't feel like I was beaten. I was cheated. But, you know, that's neither here or there. I'm just glad that there is a Black mayor coming. And also I would like to say that, you know, I called it. It was a little under a year ago. And I said it's time for change. And change is a new day in Pittsburgh. And I'm proud of that. However, I'm not a fan of this, you know, this new deputy mayor vote or whatever for, you know, Jake Wheatley. I'm not a fan of that. So please keep me in the loop when that vote comes up, because I want to vote against that. I have concerns with Lavelle. There's just so much to talk about. Lavelle, let's get some community engagement with that URA project up there in the Hellman Plaza. That went wrong. You know, now I hear about he's introducing some legislation or something to give almost $30,000 to Tiding and Rosenberg so they could do some type of disparity research for disadvantaged businesses and he's giving this to a Baltimore company. Why can't he give that to a company here in Pittsburgh? Give that $30,000 to a company here and let them do the survey and do their homework. But that's all I got to say. I'll be back with more. Like I said, I'm gonna make this city channel Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Have a good day. And seeing there's no further registered speakers, we'll ask if there's anyone in the audience that would like to address City Council. Mr. Ludwig?
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
It's a very troubling start for me for today to make a decision as to just whether or not I should present the following. And I have these for distribution to council. We now have over 750,000 deaths from COVID. Well, isn't that a little old news? Well, I happen to have here 15 research papers. And you'll say, oh, come on. We had enough research this morning. We didn't have enough of the simple stuff that we all live by. And what is that? We live by the calendar. And it happens that this correspondence, as it's marked or named, is dated April 2nd, 2020. 2020, and we're in 2021 with 750,000 people, our neighbors, and the pain and the suffering that has occurred throughout that period? What do these 15 papers say in scientific language, which when simplified and boiled down, says very simply that we missed the mark completely, and that government has to start looking at itself to see that the same mistake is not repeated in a different form. And you'll say, well, what the heck is he talking about? Okay. In each of these 15 papers, the resulting answer is the death of time at a time and temperature that will kill COVID. And it's not that complicated. Oh my, it's science. No, I can't fathom. It isn't. 140 degrees, washing clothes, applying alcohol to surfaces to sanitize, things that are simple things, but that we missed completely. And so the death goes on. And then you have wonderful leadership that said what? Oh, it'll be over in 3 days.
Thank you, Mr. Ludwig.
It's a disgrace. I submit these and ask that council take the lead nationally
Thank you, Mr.
to
Ludwig.
to fill the
Next
gap
speaker.
that I've denoted here. Thank you.
Have a good day,
for your
Mr. Ludwig.
attention.
Our next speaker, please. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Bill Neal. I'm the president of Achieving Greatness Incorporated, formerly Champion Enterprises. And it's always a pleasure and a great opportunity to come before you. I want to begin by first thanking Councilman Lavelle, Smith, O'Connor, and Coghill for their past support and participation in the program that I'm going to speak of today. Some of you may or may not know or remember that Champion Enterprises, before Achieving Greatness Incorporated, sponsored nationally recognized programs as the Connie Hawkins Summer Basketball League, the Franco Harris football camps, the Wayne Woodruff Celebrity Golf Classic, the Willie Stargell MVP Awards, just to name a few of the things that we've done over the years. And we are now involved in a program that has proven to be quite appreciated. It's the Pittsburgh City League High School All Sports Hall of Fame inductions. Some of you may or may not know that in the 260-year history of the city of Pittsburgh and the 220 plus years of the history of the Board of Education, there had never existed a Hall of Fame for City League student athletes. You may find various high schools that did certain things for their athletes, but collectively there had never been a citywide Hall of Fame induction for the great student athletes that have come out of this city, many of whom went on to play pro football, like Larry Brown out of Shenley, who was a Super Bowl MVP awardee, like Orrin Richburg out of Westinghouse, who was an Olympic coach today. And of course, names like Chuck Cooper, Maurice Stokes, Maurice Lucas, the only City League basketball player to win an NBA championship, have come out of this City League. We've brought all that together. We created a program that works because it brings together people that were a part of this great city and the great tradition of sports, athletics, and achievement. We've had people come from all over the world. Year before last, a football player that now lives in Switzerland came home to join his Perry classmates for their state championship induction. So we ask you that you give consideration to support this program. You all now have the packet that I left you. And let's not forget what doesn't get talked about a lot, the return on financial investment to the city. People flying in, restaurants, parking, trophies, officials, security, rental of facilities, all those things pay back into the city's economic structure. So it's not just a give me program and walk away. It's a program that we all should be a part of. Every city council rep before or now has a tie-in to a City League high school whether it's still existent or not. We've gone back to 1930 to recognize some of the great athletes in this city. So in the tradition of we are family, as Willie Stargell made a powerful credo, I'm asking City Council to once again, please get on board and support this very valuable program that sells out every year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Any further speakers? Are there any further speakers? Seeing no further speakers, move on to our next order of business, which is the presentation of papers. And we'll begin with Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess, Chair of Urban Recreation. Good morning, Councilman. Thank you.
Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess presents Bill number 2199, resolution recommending that the Department of Public Safety and the Bureau of Police participate in Movement Forward, Inc.'s program, One Congregation, One Precinct initiative and National Faith and Blue Weekend.
Thank you. And Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Works. Thank you, Councilman. Good morning. And Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Intergovernmental Affairs. Councilman Kraus for Councilwoman Gross.
Madam President, I'm actually here online. How are you?
Thank you. Good morning, Councilwoman.
Good morning.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill number 2180, resolution adopting the plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewer facilities plan for the 5th and Dinwiddie West Side project, which will involve the development of 152 one-bedroom and 19 two-bedroom residential units, as well as retail space. The site is located within Allegheny County, the 3rd Ward. Bill number 2181, resolution adopting the plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewer facilities plan for the 5th and Dinwiddie East Site project, which will involve the renovation and expansion of an existing building to create commercial and retail space. The site is located within Allegheny County in the 3rd Ward.
Thank you. And Councilman Kraus, Chair of Human Resources. Good morning, Councilman.
Morning, Madam President. No new papers.
Thank you. And Councilman Lavelle, Chair of Finance and Law. Thank you. Good morning, Councilman.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill number 2182, resolution authorizing an agreement with Tiding and Rosenberg for services related to disparity studies for disadvantaged business enterprises at a cost not to exceed $20,000.
Thank you. And Councilman O'Connor, Chair of Public Safety Services. Councilman Lavelle for Councilman O'Connor. No new papers. Thank you, Councilman. And Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management. Thank you, Councilwoman. Good morning.
Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill number 2183, ordinance supplementing the Pittsburgh Code Title IV Public Places and Property, Article 14, Public Buildings, by creating a new Chapter 489, Electric Vehicle Charging, to ensure that new and renovated city-owned facilities are ready to and capable of supporting the growing demand for electric vehicle charging. Bill number 2184, resolution authorizing the city to enter into a professional services agreement and/or contract with Core Business Technologies for software equipment and services related to payment processing and a cashiering system for the Department of Finance. Total cost not to exceed $234,486.60 over a 3-year term with 2 option years. Bill number 2185, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh City Code Title VI Conduct Article 5 Discrimination, Chapter 651 Findings and Policy, and Chapter 659 Unlawful Practices.
Thank you. And Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Good morning.
Morning.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 2186, resolution further amending resolution number 647 entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 21 capital budget, and the 21 CDBG program, and the 2021 through 2026 capital improvement program by adding $8,342,028 to reflect the allocation of home ARP funds from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and authorizing a subsequent agreement. Bill number 2187, resolution further amending resolution number 647 entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2021 Budget, the 2021 CDBG Program, and the 2021 through 2026 Capital Improvement Program, so as to identify a specific public service grant projects in the City Council District 2 and authorize a subsequent agreement for operation, administrative expenses, maintenance, purchase of equipment, and/or rehabilitation of neighborhood facilities on behalf of the residents of the city. Bill number 2188, resolution further amending resolution number 840 entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2020 Capital Budget and the 2020 CDBG Program and the 2020 through 2025 Capital Improvement Program, so as to identify specific public service grant projects in City Council District 2 and authorize a subsequent agreement for operation, administrative expenses, maintenance, purchase of equipment, and/or rehabilitation of neighborhood facilities on behalf of the residents of the city. Bill number 2189, resolution providing for an agreement with the Urban League of Pittsburgh for the implementation, administration of the Housing Counseling Program and related costs in an amount not to exceed $100,000.
Thank you. And myself, Chair of Hearings, I have one communication. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Council President Kell Smith presents Bill number 2190, communication from Kevin Paulus, Director of the Office of Management and Budget, submitting acting pay approval on behalf of the Department of Parks and Recreation for Catherine Vargas for the acting pay policy revised in June of 2018.
And have a motion to read, receive, and file.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approved. And now we'll move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business before council? Seeing none. Our next order of business is is reports of committee for final action. And we'll begin with Councilman Lavelle, Committee on Finance and Law. Thank you, Councilman.
Okay.
Agenda right now? Yeah, I can do it right now. Okay. So what was it? We need- Just add. Okay. And we just need to add a bill for Councilman Wilson that's sponsored under your committee as well. So before we move on to final action.
So Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 2200, ordinance amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh City Code Title V, Traffic Article 7, Parking, Chapter 541, General Parking Regulations, Section 54102, Prohibition in Specified Places.
Thank you. And now final action. We have Councilman Lavelle's bills. Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill number 2176. Report of the Committee on Finance and Law for November 9th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 2091, resolution authorizing the issuing of 2 warrants in the total sum of $495,000, which shall be allocated and paid as follows: $200,000 made payable to Brandon Furman and $295,000 made payable to Tucker Arensberg in final settlement related to litigation. Bill number 2119, resolution providing for the sale of certain property acquired by the city at tax sales, item A through F, 1380, 1382, 1384, 1384 Montezuma, 215 Child Fund, and 1612 Brighton. Bill number 2120, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Finance on behalf of the city to enter into a temporary construction easement and permanent easement with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority on certain parcels of real property located on Toboggan Street and Rising Main Avenue in the 25th Ward.
You've heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of their passage, vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed, will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Anthony Coghill, Committee on Public Works.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 2177, report of the Committee on Public Works for November 9th with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 2110, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Public Works on behalf of the city to enter into an agreement with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority for coordination of certain works surrounding the operation and maintenance of Liberty Green Park. Bill number 2111, resolution amending resolution number 283 entitled Resolution Authorizing the Mayor and Director of the Department of Public Works to apply for grant funding from the PA Department of Community and Economic Development Keystone Communities Grant Program to provide funding for the construction of a community center in the Robert E. Williams Memorial Park, to add language to decrease the amount of the grant, allow the city to accept the grant, and allow the city to spend the funds. Bill number 2112, resolution vacating a portion of Watson Street laid out in the proposed Duquesne Light Company parcel in the lot consolidated plan as recorded in Plan Book Volume 308, page 106 in the 4th Ward, 6th Council District. Bill number 2113, resolution amending Resolution 461, providing for an amended reimbursement agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary engineering phase of the Smithfield Street reconstruction project and providing for the payment of municipal incurred costs not to exceed $800,000 and the previously authorized municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs not to exceed $5,000 to increase the total not to exceed amount to $9,080,000 for the addition of the final design, utility work, right-of-way and construction phases to the project, federally reimbursable at 80%, and the municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs not to exceed $47,000, an increase of $42,000 to clarify municipal incurred and total project costs. Bill number 2114, resolution amending Resolution 105, providing for an amended reimbursement agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary engineering phase of the Penn Avenue Reconstruction Phase 2 project and providing for the payment of municipal incurred costs not to exceed $825,000, federally reimbursable at 80%, and the municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs not to exceed $10,000 to increase the total not to exceed to $1,975,000, federally reimbursable at 80%, and the municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs not to exceed $18,000 to clarify municipal incurred and total project costs. Bill number 2115, resolution granting unto New Granada Develop LLC their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense to reconstruct a historical marquee and vertical sign at 2007 Center Avenue in the 5th Ward, 6th Council District. Bill number 2116, resolution granting unto Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense an entrance ADA accessible ramp at 2178 Center Avenue in the 5th Ward, 6th Council District. Bill number 2117, resolution granting unto Orlando Family Irrevocable Trust their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense to install a new projecting sign at 5993 Center Avenue in the 8th Ward, 9th Council District. Bill number 2118, resolution granting unto 3 PNC Residential LLC their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense to install a letter set on a low-profile raceway on an existing canopy at 510 Market Street in the 2nd Ward, 6th Council District.
Thank you. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess. Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Bobby Wilson, Committee on Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. Good morning. I said good morning, Lori.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill number 2178, report of the Committee on Land Use and Economic Development for November 9, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 2125, resolution further amending resolution number 863, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2019 Capital Budget, the 2019 CDBG Program, and the 2019 through 2024 Capital Improvement Program so as to reduce community-based organizations by $4,300.29 and increase neighborhood economic development by $4,300.29 and authorize a subsequent agreement.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of passage will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess. Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to our last committee of the day, which is Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess, Committee on Urban Recreation. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess presents Bill number 2179, report of the Committee on Urban Recreation for November 9th, 2021, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1885, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 173 of the Pittsburgh City Code, the renaming of Roberto Clemente Drive in the 4th Ward to Roberto and Vera Clemente Drive. Bill number 2108, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter on behalf of the city into a license agreement with Carnegie Mellon University for the Smart Parks Deployment Project in Mellon Park at no cost to the city. Bill number 2109, resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Parks and Recreation to receive grant funding from the United States Tennis Association to reimburse the city for costs incurred by the tennis program not to exceed $4,000. Bill number 2121, resolution authorizing pursuant to Chapter 173 of the City Code entitled Commission on Naming Public Properties, Powers and Duties, subsection F. City Council hereby names the park created by the I-579 CAP Urban Connector Project, which spans over a portion of I-579 Crosstown Boulevard and is bounded by Washington Place, Center Avenue, Chapman Street, Bigelow Boulevard, and include lanes to the north of Bigelow Boulevard as Frankie Pace Park. The area in question occupies blocks numbers.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess. Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle.
Aye.
Ms. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Cal Smith, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And that moves us on to motions and resolutions, and I have several meeting announcements. Today at noon, we'll have the overview of the mayor's 2022 budget with a presentation by our Finance and Law Chair, Councilman Lavelle, and Council Budget Director, Bill Urbanic, although I believe Councilman or Director Urbanic will be out today, and instead we'll have Assistant Director Mike Stralick. This will begin council's budget hearing process today at noon. Tomorrow, Wednesday, November 17th at 10 a.m., council will meet for the standing committees meeting. To register, fill out the sign-up form on the council's meeting webpage by 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. You may also call the city clerk's office at 412-255-2138. That's to register to speak. Also, tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 p.m., council's budget meetings will begin with the Office of Management and Budget, chaired by Councilman Lavelle. Councilman Lavelle, it sounds like a busy time of year for you. And budget meetings will continue Thursday, November 18th, with Public Safety at 10 a.m., chaired by Councilman O'Connor. And permits, license, and inspections at 1:30 p.m., chaired by Councilman Wilson. All budget meetings will be streamed live via the City Channel Pittsburgh on YouTube. Also, Thursday evening at 6 p.m., council will hold a cablecast public hearing on bills 1986, 1943, and 2059 as they relate to the pension offset. Speaker registration will close at 3 p.m. Thursday afternoon. To register, please complete the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage. You may also call the city clerk's office at 412-255-2138. And as an early reminder, due to Thanksgiving holiday next week, council will hold both our regular and standing committees meeting on Monday, November 22nd at 10 a.m. and at 1:30 p.m. respectively. And I just as a side note, Madam Clerk, if you could please put on the agenda for a reminder and let people know that we did schedule a public hearing in regards to Wilkinsburg and a post agenda, any possible merger. And with that said, is there anything from members? Seeing none, nothing. Okay, well, seeing none, can I have a motion to excuse the absent members, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.